Okay, and if y'all are talking about you can't see me, or it's blank, or it's dark again, then I'm just gonna give up. Wait for you guys to get back on. If they get back on. Oh, jeez. Oh, excuse me. I gotta make some tea. Now we can see you. I don't know what the hell happened. I think it's when I like closed out the app, maybe the camera just didn't turn back on with it. That's probably what happened. Mm. Well, everybody swim back. I told you I had this big ass light in here. I'm like, what the fuck you guys talking about this dark? Like, okay. So, um, what was I was saying something. Well, first of all, again, I'm gonna show my poster. Look at her. That's beautiful. I'm such a nerd. Yes. Look at Woody. I hung it up his. My mother came in my room. She's like, it looks like a child's room. I'm like, listen, don't hate. Don't hate that I pre ordered KH3 and got a little poster thing. I got a flag, just like the one that I got for Stormblood. I'm a huge like Final Fantasy KH fan, so like yeah. I've been trying to get my hands on some merch. But anyway. Excuse me. Oh, so first of all, KH3 has been out now for a minute. Playing it, let me know what you think of it. I recently beat the game. Honestly, I was a little underwhelmed, and I don't know. It just seemed like just just seemed to be so much more they could have done with it, especially storyline wise. I feel like there were still loose and well, not necessarily. It's really not that bad. It's really not that bad. It's not hard either. Like my brother beat it before I did. Like Justin beat it before I did, and that's because he had like a bunch of days off of school, so he was just like on it all day. But like, um, it's really like, I just, oh god, if I was a gaming channel, like I would tear it apart. I would tear it apart honestly because there's so many things about it that just was not right. Um, and for it to be such a conclusion, you seem like they rushed it. Yeah, which makes no sense considering it was in production for like 5 years. Like I just expected better. I expected more, especially from the storyline. It just seemed like they tried to tie up all the loose ends, like towards the end of the game. Like you don't start getting those really key and important scenes and plot devices until much later in the game. In the beginning, you're pretty much just bullshitting through Disney World, playing through the stories like there's the movies again. I was like, why do we need to hear the whole "Let It Go" song? I'm like, I'm sick of that song. I'm really sick of that. The only world that I really enjoyed was the Big Hero 6 one, and even that was kind of like, whatever. It was like, come on now, come on. And the Pirates world was fun. Like the ship part was okay. It could have been a little bit more. It could have been like it could have been a lot more actually. To me, like it took up too much of the world's uh, gameplay when it wasn't even that great to begin with. It just was kind of irritating. Um, and I was just like, okay, whatever. But everything else was, I guess, okay. Battle system, to me, it was just a little too flashy. I felt like I was pressing triangle and then waiting for 5 seconds for some animation to complete itself before I actually would do something. And then there's just like a whole bunch of different things that you can do to deal so much damage that you don't even really challenge yourself during the boss fights. It's like, damn. Then there's no like super bosses. There's like one super boss, um, and another one for the gummy missions, but we don't count those. Oh, and as I speak, Kingdom Hearts Union is releasing. They released their podcast for the second part. They're doing the review for Kingdom Hearts 3 in parts. So last week they released part one, and then this week is part two. Um, so I'm just like, damn. I just hear my mom like yelling at the TV right now. um, but it does seem like they did a little bit of rushing because it just there was so much more that could have been done. The battle system didn't need to be so flashy. Like we could have I could have done without the attraction rides. I feel like they were trying to push Disney like the theme park so much, and it just didn't make any sense. I was just like, okay, um, it just it didn't seem like just no, just no. I really just didn't like the whole attraction ride thing, and I feel like it came up too often. Is like you would be in a fight, and like everybody was like made to believe like it was something that would come up very rare. Like you would be in a fight, and all of a sudden, like it would come up, but it would be like once in a blue moon. Every single fight that I was in, I could access at least two or three um, rides. The only one that was only story specific and you could only access in like one or two fights was the roller coaster one. But like I kept on getting pirate ship and the carousel, and I always got the teacups. So it's just like every single time I turn around, I was getting them, and then like you have to like look at which one you're doing because like certain situation commands, you have to like toggle the like L2 button to switch between them and pick the one that you want. Because if you don't pick the one that you like, you end up wasting time. It's like if I don't want like if I want a form change, I don't want the stupid teacups sitting there waiting for me to press triangle, and I press triangle and accidentally activate the teacups rather than changing the form of my keyblade or using one of the team commands. I was just like, they could have done so much more, and they could have been a little bit better. Like I thought it was gonna work a little bit more like Birth by Sleep. Like they said it was gonna be like a combination of whatever was going on in Dream Drop Distance and Kingdom Hearts 2, which it kind of was, but at the same time it was like a mess. You said Noctis, and first of all, that's Final Fantasy 15. We're talking Kingdom Hearts 3. He said, "Wait." Um, Listen, it still stands here. They could have done more with Sora and Kyrie. If they were going to make them end game, if they were going to make them a couple, then they should have spent more time actually developing that relationship on screen. Nothing that we ever saw of them was on screen. I could count on one hand how many times they've actually interacted in the entire series on screen. It just, to me, it wasn't believable to me. So all of a sudden they're like holding hands and all this stuff, and I'm just like, I felt nothing. Just like in 15, in Final Fantasy 15, with Noctis and Luna's relationship. So like, it still fits. I can see how you can confuse the relationships because the both of them are kind of the same. It's like they don't see each other for like majority of the game, and then all of a sudden they want us to feel something for the characters. Like no, okay, 15 pissed me off with that because I'm just like, okay, so Noctis and Luna have not seen each other since they were like children, and that at that time they were like brother and sister, like they treated she treated him like a younger brother, but then all of a sudden they want us to believe that the two of them are in love. What? And then they want us to feel sorry for Luna when she died. I didn't feel crap when she died during the Leviathan scene. Oh, spoilers for anybody who hasn't played 15. I'm sorry. At this point, it's been out for what, 2 years? Get with the program. Um, but like, still, like, so it just it doesn't make any sense at all how they do this. And it's a see anymore. I can't. He should have known better when he was doing this game. He should have known better. He should have known that the expectations were high and that people would get upset if they did not get what they want. And a lot of people did not get what they wanted from this game. Unfortunately, that's just the reality. I'm sorry we're talking about video games right now, but I'm kind of like in that mode. We were talking about music, and then all of a sudden, here we go. But as we're talking about music, can we talk about the fact that Utada Hikaru, okay, never has to make another album again in her life, so long as she's getting these Disney checks from performing every single song in Kingdom Hearts. I'm just saying, like, Simple and Clean, Sanctuary, and now this other one. Just, she is not gonna have to make another album. She's probably gonna still do it anyway, but like I'm just saying, like Homegirl is making bank just from like 3 songs, and they have like multiple like remixes of those songs. I want to make music for video games and movies. Like my mother and I were talking about that before. I think that like it's cool to watch a movie or play a video game and hear your song playing on it. Um, there were some people who had a problem with Leona Lewis singing, um, putting "My Hands" on the Final Fantasy 13 soundtrack, and I didn't have a problem with it. I actually like "My Hands." Hmm. But yeah, all in all, I liked Kingdom Hearts for what it was, like KH3. I liked it for what it was, but there was a lot of things that could have been done differently that would have made the experience more enjoyable. Um, a major thing was the fact that, again, only playing as Sora when we have so many other characters that have like outstanding abilities. Like I can count, like there's only what 2 instances, three maybe, in which you played as another character, and it was Riku and Aqua. And in Aqua's fight, you win, but then you still lose. Like it doesn't make any sense. And then in Riku, I just like they really just did not give a lot of thought. They didn't put that much thought in it. People were asking for it the whole time. Why and then why aren't we seeing like the training? You know, Yen Sid, they had the scene where they all come together at the end, towards the end, and then Yen Sid is talking to Kyrie and Axel and saying, the two of you have made great strides. I'm like, where? Because we didn't see nothing. We saw absolutely nothing of their training. We just saw the one scene or the one or two scenes with the two of them talking to each other. No Final Fantasy characters made an appearance. None. No Final Fantasy. Not even okay. So it wouldn't have been a problem too much. We new Final Fantasy characters fine, but if you've noticed, the amount of Final Fantasy characters has dwindled down with each new game, and then all of a sudden, okay, we had one in Dream in not Dream Drop Distance. We didn't have any in Dream Drop Distance. We had one in Birth by Sleep, and that was Zack Fair. Tell me why, like it just doesn't make any sense. They didn't even bring like the Radiant Garden like guys, like the Restoration Committee and them, like with Squall and Sid and Aerith. I could have done without Aerith though, because oh my god, if they would have gotten Minas Savari or whatever to do it, I don't think I could take her monotone ass delivery of her lines. That really like it was so cringy. Like in Kingdom Hearts 2, when you see Aerith, it's just like this is great. Everyone's together again. I'm just like, girl, where you at? Like, are you high? But anyway, yeah. So there were no Final Fantasy characters. no other Square Enix characters period in this one. And so I was just like, okay, so they're really pushing this Disney agenda. It's like I get it, but Kingdom Hearts has like been come like has now been like come to be known. I can't even speak right now. Come to be known as like a game that mixes together like Final Fantasy and Square Enix characters and Disney characters. So if there is only Disney characters, I'm just kind of like, okay, and we're just gonna act like you know they don't exist. Like they were up in Radiant Garden, like Riku and Mickey and like Ienzo and them, and not one time did like Squall or Yuffie come in. Like what the hell? Like it didn't make any sense to me. I think Square needs to regain their focus on KH. I think they felt pressure to get hard. So yeah, and it also has a lot to do with like Square Enix being stretched so thin. It's like this, you have some of the same people working on multiple projects, and when that happens, it shows because they are now under such like duress to get things done. I feel like a lot of stuff is rushed, and which is the reason why for the last few like Square Enix properties, there's been a lot of things that are wrong with them. And now apparently they're coming out with this other alternate ending to fire to 15. I'm just like no, 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 no. But when it comes to Kingdom Hearts specifically, you have Tetsuya Nomura, who is the creator and director of Kingdom Hearts, and he's always going to, that's like pretty much his baby. He's always going to be a part of that project. But then they also, they want him to do so many other things because Tetsuya Nomura has been in the company for the longest. I mean, he's been like a character designer and all this stuff. Like he's been doing this stuff for a while, and then they put him in like directing's chair for a couple of titles. Um, so it's like they also want him to do, at the same time he's doing KH3, they also want him to work on the Final Fantasy VII remake, and and then they also have him like, I don't know, he also wants to work on something else. He was on 15, but then they took him off of 15. But then he wanted to work on it because it was versus 13 when he had it, and then like in Kingdom Hearts 3, there's this whole Verum Rex trailer, and it's like part of the Toy Story world. It's like one of the main highlights of the Toy Story world. It's this Verum Rex thing, and then even at the end, spoilers. Even at the end, there's like a little like nod to it as well. So people are like wondering if Verum Rex is going to be an actual game or if it's going to be like a remake of Versus 13 of what Versus 13 was supposed to be. I'm thinking about that, and I'm just like, it would be cool, but at the same time, will it? I don't know. Will it go over well? Because Tetsuya Nomura, he is so stretched. He's stretched so thin. Will he have the time to really put his all into every single project that he's a part of right now? Because I'm telling you, the next thing that we're gonna get is the Seven remake, and then after that, we'll probably get what, Final Fantasy 16. I don't know if he's a part of that. I think that they're putting the person who directs 14. I think they're gonna get him to do 16. I don't know. Some it's a bunch of mess. It's a bunch of mess because they have the same people being recycled through all of these different projects, and you can only take so much at one time. So it's just a little bit of it's a lot. It's a lot. Um, being a game designer is not all it's cracked up to be. Just saying, it's a lot of hard work. Uh, yeah, I think that's enough nerd talk. Working for Square would turn me into an alcoholic. Listen, it probably would. Because I tell you, you look at some of these credits of these games, and you'll see some of the same names in every single property, every single one. You'll see some of the same names. It's kind of sad. It's really sad. I don't know what Yoshinori Kitase is doing. Did he leave? I know somebody left Square Enix. Who was it? I forgot who it was. I know somebody left and then started their own like, little company. Hmm. I think it was Tabata. I think it was Tabata, the one who did 15. I think it was him. I think he left. He left Square Enix. Good for you, because it's a lot of stress. Um, moving forward, I like nerdy talk. I'm probably gonna do this a lot more often. Let's maybe turn this into like a gaming and comic book channel, because I have like a lot to say about stuff like this. And there's not a lot of like LGBT um content creators when it comes to like comic books and stuff. Um, so it'll be interesting. I think Night Sky Prince is. I don't know if anybody follows him, but like he does a lot of like content for um Square Enix related properties, Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, and all that. Um, and he also does cosplay, which his cosplays are pretty cool. Like he does a lot of gender bending. Like he was a gender bent Tifa. He's done Esmeralda and Kita. Um, and he's also done cosplay for Cloud and Squall and Noctis, Krillin. So I think it is cool. Um, but he's like one of the only ones that I know. I think he is, but I don't know. Um, so I was thinking about it. Hmm. I don't know that I could very well do that on this channel. It would have to be a separate channel, and at that point, I would have to have the time to do that. So it's the reason why I haven't really done anything like that. But it would definitely be something that I would want to do because it's like I don't know, it's another passion of mine. I don't get to share it as much. Every single day of my life is about music. Yeah, I don't know because of the fact that they have become so like they're household names. Marvel, DC, they are they're pretty much pioneers. They are pioneers. Um, and many have tried to withstand who have tried to like stand the test of time, but they really couldn't. Um, and there's a lot of like newer comic worlds out there, but nobody's really talking about them like that. And I feel like Marvel is going to continue on for the rest of like eternity, especially because they're always like doing new things, making new storylines, and the characters never die. Well, some of them do die multiple times, and so mm. Oh, what's a face coming out soon? Captain Marvel. I don't know who's going to see Captain Marvel. I don't know if I'm going to. Like, I really don't. I really don't know. I'll pass. Ooh, Captain Marvel isn't really. I'll do Captain Marvel when they bring the X-Men. Okay, when they bring the X-Men to the MCU and they have Rogue. Okay, that is the only time I'll do Captain Marvel because Rogue ass takes her powers and puts her into a damn coma. So that's when I'll pay attention to Captain Marvel when she's getting her damn powers stolen by Rogue, and then Rogue becomes pretty much like the new Captain Marvel. Like I'll do that. I'll do that. But I don't know about no damn. I don't know about watching Captain Marvel's movie. I mean, I might just do it just to be caught up with everything because stuff is gonna happen in that movie that's gonna kind of lead us into Endgame. So we'll see. Oh, flipping it over a little bit and going to the DC side. When is Shazam out or is it? Did it come out? Is anybody talking about Shazam? Is anybody talking about Shazam? And Zachary Levi or Levy or whatever his name is, his poor attempt at trying to be like buff. Like that's a whole muscle suit, and oh my god, they couldn't have like picked somebody who actually has that kind of a build. Oh my god, they're really fit. Like DC needs to calm it down. They need to stop it. They really need to stop. Like, Shazam. Oh my god. And you know what? It's not even that funny because Shazam actually is like to me one of the most powerful heroes on DC's side. But it's just oh my god, they're making him such a joke in this movie. It's like yes, he technically is a child who turns into an adult superhero, um, with like the power of the gods and whatever have you. But like, damn, like I don't know. Mm. Ben Affleck, yeah, he is so not my Batman. Like I, I when they said that Ben Affleck, I said who? I said why? What the hell? Like where does that even make sense? Like show me where that makes sense. It doesn't make any sense. Mm. I hear that they're like recasting like half of the Justice League cast. Yeah, I don't really know how that is and where that's working. I just want X Men to be in freaking MCU. Like I want them to really like do it this time. I want them to take Alexandra's ship out of the role of Storm, replace her as please. I don't care about the rest of them, but I do care about who they cast as Storm because it's very important that we do the character justice. So why she, all right. I remember Alexandra's ship. She felt a little bit threatened, and she started putting all this stuff out of her. Oh god, they're gonna replace her. But anyway, I'm gonna go. I've been on collectively. I've been on here for about almost an hour, so I'm gonna go. Well, it's been like 45 minutes, maybe 46. Mm. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this live stream. Look out for this video within the next 2 days. Um, yeah, that's it. That last night was serious. It was, wasn't it? I have gotten no sleep, and I should get some sleep, right? I think I'm gonna go to sleep. Good night, guys.